Quantum mechanics innovated several very strange, very spooky things. But one of perhaps one of the most interesting is the idea of the collapse of a wave function as it relates to the observer effect. That you have this theoretical observer, or maybe an actual observer. He's observing something, and the act of observing collapses this wave of probabilistic wave of possibilities. And the way that I heard it explained recently is that imagine you have some other planet, and this other planet has a lot of possible weather patterns at the same time. It's both a sunny day and a cloudy day. It's both thunder and lightning, and clear skies, hot and cold, all the different anything you can imagine in terms of weathers. And you send some type of a probe, a robotic probe, to gather evidence from this planet. And then that probe comes back. And so the scientists all gather, and for the first time, they get to see what is this planet about, what type of weather does this planet have, and all of a sudden, what do they see? That there's a specific weather pattern. Maybe it's sunny on this planet, or maybe there's thunder and lightning. So that doesn't seem to make sense. It seems that quantum mechanics is making games. That all of us, just because you have observers, so now it has to be a specific weather. It has to this wave of possibilities, of probabilities collapses, and all of us. Now you have some specific weather pattern. It doesn't seem to make sense. So what is happening here? So obviously, instead of observer, we could say that there's some role of consciousness that's taking place, but some level of consciousness that we aren't typically aware of. So the way that I heard it explained is that quantum mechanics, we can relate to it as like a thought experiment. And in the world of thoughts, you have all different possibilities, whatever you can imagine. This is it can be sunny. It can be lightning and thunder. It can be whatever you want to imagine. But there's only one reality. So in the world of thoughts, it can be whatever you can imagine. It's like a probabilistic model. You have to map it out probabilistically. What is the probability that it's going to be this versus this? But then it's actually going to be something. That's like the particle, right? It actually comes out, and in this world, it's actually is going to be one outcome. There's going to be one outcome. So what is this in the in Kabbalah, in the soul, in the way that God is working reality? That we know if we are aware of everything everywhere all at once, this is overwhelming, right? Has been depicted recently, right? A few years ago, that it's a very overwhelming thing to experience everything everywhere all at once. What's the example, the metaphor that's used? That imagine all the different possible ways my life could have turned out. Wow. I could have been a scientist, maybe an artist, maybe a musician, maybe a lawyer. I don't know about that, but I don't know. Maybe there's a slight chance that would have happened. And you can go down the list of all the different ways that your life could have happened. Not only that, but even within this life, maybe I could have took a right turn, or I took a left turn, right? There's movies like that, right? Maybe on the subway train, or maybe the door, I was able to get into the train on time, or maybe I was not able to get into the train on time, right? That's an interesting thing. And then maybe my life is different. Maybe everything's different from this one moment. So we can imagine the times in our life that are like, if I had passed this test, or if I had taken this turn, maybe I would have never met this person, right? We can imagine our lives, some moments like this. So imagine if I'm presented with all the different options, all these possible worlds. So it's overwhelming, right? So that's why it's helpful to think in terms of like some other world over there, where it's where you have all possible weather patterns. But in this world, we have one weather. Like right now, the sun is out, and it's the daytime. We see that the sun is out. It's not the nighttime here. But on the opposite side of the world, it's nighttime. But for me, it's daytime. So there's I'm living one reality. So this is a very deep lesson. What is happening to the wave? What is happening when we go from thoughts to action? So the way that I heard it explained, according to Kabbalah, is that a wave, so a particle, is considered masculine. That a lot of times men are very cryptic. They contain a lot of different ideas in one short, succinct, cryptic statement. And it's up to their wives to try to understand what it is that their husbands are trying to say. So a particle is like chalkik. A particle is like what is actually happening in reality. What is actually going on? But for a man, when their wife is talking, right? It's like, what do they want me to? What understanding are they trying to get me to? Like, what are they trying to get me to do? And so the way that a wife, or the feminine way of understanding things, is you have to try to get them, because they don't want to tell you what they want. They don't want to say, please get me a cup of coffee. They say in such a way that you are emotionally connecting to them, and you're anticipating their needs. So they say, things are a little tough right now. I feel a little tired. I don't know. I feel like what am I going to do right now? It's like, could you use a cup of coffee? Maybe that'll help you to decide what you're going to next do with your day. It's like, oh, yes, thank you very much. What are they saying? It's not necessarily about the cup of coffee. It's about the fact that you got them, that you were listening to them, and that you provided some answer. It's not necessarily that the coffee was the answer. It could have been maybe you want to go for a walk, but the fact that you're connecting and you're trying some option, so that's, the wife really appreciates that. So too with a wave function, it's not that, there's all these different things that it could have happened, and it's not to say that this is better than that, right? Like, now it's better that it's not raining than if it were raining. The fact of the matter is that it's not raining right now, here, right now. So that's the reality. That's the reality that God is creating for me right now. That's the experience that I have right now. But could it have been raining right now? Sure, it could have been raining right now. But it doesn't make this moment any less meaningful, right? Because this is the reality. This is the reality that God is choosing right at this moment. But imagine so what happens when we observe the wave? So it's not the wave collapses. It retreats. Why does it retreat? It goes back up to the it goes out back up to the worlds of possibility, right? These possible worlds, to the world of thought. It's called the world of creation in Kabbalah. Why? Because we have an answer. We have what reality has decided at this moment. That we've decided to bring that cup of coffee instead of to go for a walk in the park. That we've decided that we see now that it's sunny outside and it's not raining outside. It's not that we couldn't have gone for the walk in the park, or it couldn't have rained, but this is the reality. So the collapse of the wave function is a retreating, but it's not a retreat in terms of that we're surrendering or we're cowering. It's a hard word to pronounce. It's a retreat because out of modesty. This is also an important thing with women to understand. The women are very modest. They don't want to tell you what they want because they want you to figure it out. It's also a function of modesty, both in fact in the idea that you're listening to them, but also it's a way of communicating in a way that's very modest. They don't say things outright. It's up to you, for you to really appreciate and understand them and listen to them. So too with this world of possibilities. That what would happen if we would see all the different possibilities, everything everywhere all at once? It would be too much. It's too much revelation. That's not what God is intending, right? He wants us to think in those terms, but he wants us to also realize that this moment that he's chosen is very significant because he's chosen this moment, right? It's sunny, and we have to live in the present, and we have to be appreciative and thankful to God for this moment that we're living in.